Tennessee coach Josh Heupel was a national championship quarterback during his playing days at Oklahoma, and he took the reins at Tennessee in 2021. Last year, guiding the football program to its first appearance in the college football playoff. As a head coach, Josh has led his teams in winning nearly 75% of their games, nearly 70% of conference games in 7 seasons between Central Florida and the University of Tennessee. He is one of only 3 active bowl subdivision head coaches to lead multiple programs to New Year's 6 bowl appearances in the college football playoff era. Josh is a native of Aberdeen, South Dakota, where he grew up watching film with his father, Ken. Ken served as head coach of Division II Northern State University for 7 seasons. He and his wife, Dawn, have 2 children, a daughter, Hannah, and a son, Jace. Hannah's in that college-seeking experience, so we compared notes about that time in my life, which is always special. Please welcome to the stage University of Tennessee head football coach Josh Heupel.
Great to see everybody here today. Hope everybody had a great summer. For us, it's fitting that we're here in Atlanta. Obviously, a lot of our roster comes from right here in the state of Georgia and Atlanta area. But this is also where we kick off here in the Aflac kickoff game here in Atlanta as we get ready to start the season. And extremely appreciative of Gary Stokin, his entire staff, the organization, everything that they've done for us in our preparation to come down here, but also affording us the opportunity to play in this game inside of Mercedes-Benz against a great opponent. I know there's going to be a lot of orange inside of that stadium when we kick off. Vol Nation need to make sure it's the right shade of orange. Embarking into year 5 as I was getting ready for today, I really rewound back to year 1 and how myself and our staff came to Tennessee and the adversity in which we took the program over. And I'm really proud of what we've done, from roster management to some of the recruiting things that we had to deal with. It's how I know that our best is still in front of us. What has crippled other programs in the past, University of Tennessee and our football program has been able to flourish. You look over the last 3 years, 30 wins, the most wins in Tennessee in a stretch of a 3-year span in Tennessee football since the late 90s. You look at the college football playoff, New Year's 6 bowl wins. You look at what we've done in the NFL draft, the best stretch of NFL draft picks at Tennessee in over 2 decades. And while we've been able to have that success on the field, our players have done an unbelievable job inside of our community. Each year we've set a team GPA record in the history of Tennessee football. I'm extremely proud of what our staff and our players have done here in a short amount of time. Defensively, extremely excited. A year ago, you guys maybe heard the quote of me saying that, elite defense is required, and it's our history at the University of Tennessee. It's the home of Reggie White, Al Wilson, Eric Berry. 3 guys that may be one of, if not the best players at their position in the history of the game. And our defensive staff, led by Tim Banks, but our entire staff has done a great job. A year ago, you look at us, we're top 10 in the country in 6 defensive statistical categories. Since we arrived at Tennessee, lead the league in tackles for loss. Could not be more excited about what we've done, but also the future on that side of the football with the leadership and the players that we have inside of our program. Offensively, we found a lot of ways to win during the course of my career as an offensive coach and as a head coach through the air and on the ground, and have found a way to be elite, year in and year out. You look at what we've done, 2 SEC Players of the Year in the last 3 years, 1 at quarterback, 1 at running back. Last 2 years, we've led the SEC in rushing. The last 4 years since we arrived, we've rushed for 2,500 yards each year. Never been done in the history of Tennessee football. Really proud of what we've done, but the guys and the staff that we have to continue to grow as we move forward this year into the 25 season. I know when I open it up for questions, the first one will be about our quarterback situation, so I'm going to touch on that a little bit here as I get started. We will have a competition at the quarterback position, 3 guys inside of that room. Really proud of what they've done. Joey, since he got there in May, Merklinger and George McIntyre, what those 2 guys have done since they've been on campus. But I'm really proud of the steps that they've taken through the summer in developing relationships, rapport with the guys around them, their ability to compete in a positive way with each other in the meeting room and on the field, their ability to have leadership traits and to continue to grow in that. And I'm really excited about getting on the field with those guys. We've found a way to win with a lot of different quarterbacks throughout my career on the offensive side of the ball, and we're going to find a way to win with the guy that earns the starting spot as we go through training camp here in August. We have 3 players that are with us today that resemble everything that we want inside of our program, from an accountability standpoint, leadership, mental and physical toughness, who they are inside of the community, and how they impact their teammates on a day-to-day basis. Linebacker Arian Carter, that is a dynamic player. Defensive tackle Bryson Eason from Memphis. He's in year 6 with us, and really proud of the steps that he's taken individually as a person and as a player, and he's ready to play his best ball. And then tight end Miles Kitzelman, that a year ago came into our program. There's nobody that puts more work into every single day and impacts the teammates around him in a more positive way. Great leader for us. As we move forward here into the 25 season, I'm going to rewind to last December. Everybody inside of our program didn't like the taste in their mouth as the season finished up in late December. That's been a part of spurring us on throughout each quarter of our off season. It's been a part of how intentional and how focused that we've been throughout the course of the summer. And I'm excited to go compete with these guys when we get here to training camp. For us to take another step and to continue to grow as a program, it has come down, and this is something that we've been very diligent inside of our program this offseason, the accountability to yourself and to your teammates every single day, guys doing their job at an elite level, building the leadership that you need to have to control and command your unit and your position group, and ultimately the way that we're going to compete every single day together. Our young guys don't have time to be young as we get to the fall, and that's been a part of the message that our leadership has applied to the young guys inside of our program. I'm extremely excited about the young talent and the young competitive traits that we have inside of it, but we got to have a great training camp here to go be the best version of ourselves as we get ready for the season. Excited to open up camp. Our fan base is nothing short of the best in college football. You look at our season ticket waiting list of over 24,000 fans, our home record 20-1 over the last 3 seasons. That's been a huge part of us continuing to create momentum in recruiting, and couldn't be more excited to get ready to go tee this thing up with these guys as we get to September. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Thank you, Coach Heupel. If you have a question, raise your hand. If you will stand and give your name and affiliation as you can. Olivia, Ty, and Miles have some microphones, so we will get them to them. So we'll go right over here on the aisle.
Coach Heupel, Drew DeArmond, WZZN Radio, Huntsville, Alabama. You mentioned Miles Kitzelman. Obviously, you guys evaluated him out of the portal from Alabama, and he took on a much bigger role for you. How did he kind of expand his toolbox with you guys, and what do you foresee his role as being this year?
Yeah, I think it starts with him, with his competitive makeup of who he is every single day as he walks into the building. Elite competitor, you know exactly what you're going to get, which is everything that he has every single day. He's got great football IQ and understanding. That's of what we're doing offensively, the fundamentals and the technique, but also understanding the scheme that we're going against on the other side of the football. He's really developed as a leader during the course of this offseason. He's always been a guy that's been able to coach the guys at his position, or even during the course of the special teams, as he got comfort and earned the trust of the guys around him. But he's taken his leadership to a whole nother level for us. I expect him to play at an elite level, be a huge part of what we're doing. The tight end position inside of the scope of what we do offensively is kind of our utility knife. Within our tempo, it gives us the ability to play in a lot of different formations if they have the skill sets that Miles has. That's the ability to play out in space, be in line, be off the ball, the ability to run block and pass protect while being a guy that can make plays down the football field with his hands as well. He's got great understanding of spatial relationships in the scope of our pass game too.
Coach, we're going to go over to our right-hand side, about here in the middle.
Hey, Coach. Hamilton Culpepper with Bulldog Illustrated and the Hammy Show. The fortune for Tennessee against Georgia in the past, the recent memory, has not been too well for the Volunteers.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But how is it going to be different this year, welcoming the Bulldogs back to Knoxville and Neyland?
Yeah, you know, we haven't been able to be on the right side of the scoreboard in that game. And, you know, that's players and coaches together ultimately being a little bit better. A couple of those games, or last year, you know, it's a tight ball game in the fourth quarter. You know, for us, it's tying all three phases of the game together. You know, Kirby and their staff and their players have done a really good job and played really well in those games. It'll be important for us. That's week 3 that we're ready to go play at the level that we need to against a really good football team.
Coach, we'll go over to our left-hand side over here on this near aisle, back over here to the left.
Hey, Coach. Chris Marler, LouisianaSports.net. At your tenure at Tennessee, y'all have been one of the best fast-starting offenses in the country. You scored in the first quarter in 41 of your first 43 games. However, at the end of last season, you failed to score in the first quarter in 6 of the last 9. How much of that has been a focus in the offseason on how to fix it?
Yeah, we certainly want to start fast, and that has the ability to apply pressure and maybe change the way the game's played in some situations as the game continues to unfold. At the same time, if it doesn't, you got to continue to play and find a way to scratch and claw and get back on the right side of it. Proud of a lot of what we did, not starting fast last year, competitive makeup to continue to play. You know, it could be offensively, but it's ultimately all 3 phases playing together, having an expectation that somebody's going to make a play that makes a difference in the game. For us, you rewind and look at what happened early in ball games last year. It ultimately became a little bit of a snowball effect. You know, first ball game, we're turning it over twice inside of the red zone. And that comes down to the small details, fundamentals, and technique that you're embarking on as soon as you're starting your offseason. You're on the field during the course of spring ball and certainly during the course of summer and training camp. And, you know, you put those little things together, ultimately that becomes what everybody sees and talks about. And for us, the attention to detail on the offensive side of the ball could be snap, could be meshes with the running back, could be protection, could be you know, reading progression for quarterback. All of those things got to come together for us to be what we want to be, which is a football team that starts fast.
Coach, we're going to go down the center aisle, 3rd row. Barry.
Yeah, Barry Trammell, Tulsa World.
Hey, Bear.
Josh, you lost a quarterback. A lot of people lose quarterbacks in the portal these days, but you lost one at a unique time, the end of spring. What had you guys done to that point in the possibility of losing a quarterback? What did you do in scramble mode? And going forward, what can programs do to prepare for that kind of unique situation?
Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's never about who's not in your building. It's about who is in your building. And for us, you can lose a quarterback at a lot of different times, right? December transfer portal, spring transfer portal. You can lose one week 1, first quarter of a ball game in your opener, and now you're on to number 2, you know, through injury, right? And So you got to have a next guy up mentality. And at the end of the day, having the right guys that want to be there, want to compete with their brothers that are inside of that locker room, building that connection, but also having the right guys in there. And at the end of the day, I'm really excited about who we have in there. The addition of Joey, who was already inside of that group, highly competitive guys that are smart, that have the physical traits to be successful. Teammates have grown to have great trust in those guys through the course of this offseason during the summer. And now it's about getting to training camp and going competing. And somebody's going to earn the opportunity to be our starting quarterback through that process.
Coach, we're going to stay in the center aisle over across the way, just on the near aisle.
Hey, Coach. Wyatt Fulton, Tab 100.9 Radio in Tuscaloosa. You're 2-2 in that rivalry against Alabama. That's typically pretty streaky. What do you think you guys need to do to take the reins in that rivalry this season?
That game's a long ways away from where we are today. I think in this entire journey, it's important that your team controls the controllable, which isn't yesterday, it's not tomorrow, it's where you are right now. And if this football team is focused on that journey day in and day out, we'll have a chance to grow to be a team that can go down to Tuscaloosa, compete, and hopefully find a way to win. It's one of the greatest rivalries I've ever been involved in. It's a really unique game and a really unique setting. And a couple of years ago, we weren't on the right side of it, but I'm looking forward to going down there and competing with this group when we get to that point in the season.
Coach, we'll go over here to our far left on the aisle.
Coach Dave Shoemate, SEC Unfiltered. Coach, a lot of the talk around personnel departments, general managers, you have a unique setup, it feels like, from my understanding, from 35,000-foot view. Jake Bresky, Billy High, and then Brandon Lawson. Can you kind of discuss a little bit what all three of those roles are? And then you have a wily veteran defensive line coach, he's got his lumps around the league, and Rodney Garner in Georgia and Auburn did phenomenal jobs there. How has he helped you bring back, getting that Tennessee defense back to where it's supposed to be and the standard it's supposed to be? How has he helped y'all through your first few years there, starting back in 21?
Yeah, absolutely. Personnel department, you got a scouting department for, high school, transfer portal when those times open up, recruiting department, everything that goes into the day-to-day operations of that side of it, being able to coordinate all those things together, ultimately, cohesively make decisions on what's right for the future of our program. As far as our personnel, we've had that in place since I got there. Really proud of what all of those guys have done and, who we have in the building because of the strategic way that we've approached it. Rodney Garner, a guy that's coached 35 years, I think, inside of this league, understands, what it takes to win on Saturdays, but the approach and the plan that you have to get there. Does a great job of fundamentals and technique, the development of our guys. You look at the success that we've had up front. I mentioned, leading the league in tackles for loss over the last 4 years. Guys that have been drafted, James Pierce, first-round pick. He's done an elite job up there, and that's a big part and key of, philosophically how we want to play on the defensive side of the ball. And, with the scheme of Tim Banks and Rodney being a huge part of that, Coach LeVarn Harbin being a massive addition to what we're doing on that side of the ball. Marion Hobby coming back, a guy that played at Tennessee, coached at Tennessee, has been in the NFL, having him back in the building. We got a plethora of resources for our guys that sit in that defensive line room.
Coach, we're going to go to the same area except on the other side over here on the right.
Hey, Coach, Charlie Collier, WNML Radio, Knoxville. This offseason, you were able to add Seth Littrell as an offensive analyst, a guy that's coordinated, coached some really high-powered offenses. What kind of impact do you think he can have on the 2025 offense?
Yeah, for Seth, somebody that I played with, got great trust in. This guy is going to be clear in his communication to me. His experience as a head coach is another tool that he brings to us. He's had elite offenses with great players, done it at an extremely high level. His knowledge, expertise, his understanding of some of the things that we do offensively and the ability to creatively bring some things that maybe are good additions to what we're doing. So Seth has been great for us since he got there in February, and expect him to be a big part of what we're doing.
Coach, we're going to go straight in front of me about halfway back.
Hey, Coach. Emily Grace McWhorter from the next round. You mentioned that open quarterback battle headed into fall camp. What are the benefits of not naming a starter, and what traits are you looking for in the guy that eventually earned that spot?
Yeah, I think it's important. We talk about it, at the beginning of every year. You earn everything in this game, and you certainly do inside of our team room, and that's who you are, your understanding of what we want to be, fundamental technique, scheme. It's how you compete every single day. It's what you're doing off of the field. That's certainly true at the quarterback position. I think it's important, through my career as a player, as a coach, different spots that I've been, I think it's really important that everybody on your team sees that guy earn that job as well. And as you get out on the practice field, their ability to command everything that you're doing on offense, the ability to handle a bad play, reset, the ability to handle a good play, go play the next play, the ability to impact the guys around you in a positive way, run game checks, protections, all the things that go into playing that position. I think it's really important that the guys around them see them earn it. And, through the course of training camp, we don't have a set timeline on when we want to announce somebody as our starter. Once somebody earns that opportunity, then they'll be named that guy.
Coach, we'll go all the way near the back in this section in front of me.
Brandon Jerome, OU Insider, Rivals.com on 3. NIL has become such a big factor in college football, whether good or bad, however everybody looks at it. But for you all, balancing that and some of the adjustments you all have had to make, obviously with the new profit share, how do you do that while also keeping some of the things that have made college football so unique for all the fans and coaches and players alike?
Yeah, certainly what's happening around the game has changed quite a bit, and certainly recently has changed dramatically. But what it takes to be successful once the ball is teed up has not changed. And so you got to have tough, smart, relentless competitors that love football and care about the people around them. And throughout the recruiting process, we're trying to not just identify the physical traits that you're looking for, but also those personal characteristics and trait and competitive makeup as you try to build a locker room of the culture that you want to have. And you got to constantly help that grow and foster that, but you got to recruit to it as well. So that's something that our staff, our personnel departments are all intentional on.
Coach, we'll go over here to our right-hand side, about midway back.
Hey Josh, Wilson Alexander with The Advocate. With Joey coming in as late in the offseason as he did, have you had to accelerate the install process with him in some way? And does that concern you because of how much goes into the quarterback position?
Yeah, I got there in May. It's something that we've been through before as a staff. Took him through our spring installs once he was there on campus. You got a chance to digest those things. You get into summer, you're able to kind of repeat some of those things. He's continued to grow in his understanding of what we're doing, and also the verbiage that we're using, maybe identifying defensive structures. There's so many nuances that go into it, to having clear communication on the meeting room, on the practice field, and then ultimately on game day as well. So is it an accelerated process? Absolutely. I think anytime you have a guy that's played a lot of football and sat in college meeting rooms, offensively, he's been able to be a part of different things. He's able to draw on those experiences, correlate it to something that maybe he's done before, and kind of expedite the growth process as well.
Coach, we're going to go in the center section in front of me, about halfway back.
Theodore Fernandez, Bama Central. Coach, we heard a lot. We heard Commissioner Sankey, we heard Coach Kiffin, Beamer, all weigh in on should the SEC play 8 or 9 games. What are your thoughts there? And then how important is it when you look at rivalries, especially third Saturday in October, being preserved? How much does that weigh on that decision for you?
Yeah, I think the rivalries, the special games, different for each fan base, are a huge part of what fan bases look forward to, and those experiences that they know they're going to have, whether it be a home game, road game, or a neutral site game. I think those are special things that make college football a part of what college football is. And certainly you got to balance the ability to play our conference and be able to travel and experience different sites. I'm going to leave that to Commissioner to find the right balance on that side of it. 8 or 9 games, ultimately I'm not making that decision either, but I think the Commissioner did a really good job of kind of showcasing what an 8-game schedule looks like inside of this league and the historical data of how different that is from maybe playing a 9-game conference schedule in another league.
Coach, we're going to go all the way in the back, just in front of the goalpost, back row.
Coach Rob Brown, SEC Sideline Sports in Memphis. I'm married into the Ham family from Collierville, Tennessee, so I hear Vol talk all the time.
You married up, buddy.
It's right. The Power T, how big a deal is it for you? And you made a statement, which I have a ton of respect for. Nobody's bigger than the Power T, and we know what that was about. But how fired up are you about playing football and getting all this other crap out of the way and Saturdays on the banks of the Tennessee River?
Yeah, anybody that knows me knows I'm ready for talking season to be over. Ready to go tee it up and go play. There's not a better fan base in all of college football. You know, you look at Vol Navy, 150 boats tied up on the river. They start showing up on Wednesdays. Some of those things, those boats are sitting there all year long that travel from all over the country in preparation for, you know, September, October, and November inside of Neyland Stadium. Our walk to the stadium is the most unique thing in sports that I've ever seen or experienced. 30 to 35,000 every Saturday. It's college football as good as it gets. And, you know, you look inside of our game day atmosphere, there's not a more passionate fan base. And to be a part of this iconic brand, to be leading this program with the type of leadership that we have on campus, but who we have in our staff room and the players that we have inside of our locker room is why I don't consider it a job. I get a chance to go compete every single day with people that I absolutely love.
Coach, we have time for one more. We'll go here to the right. Michael.
Michael Casagrande, AL.com. Sorry, one more bit of talking for you. Just wondering about the hurry up, no huddle offense, where it's gone, how it's evolved since it kind of blew up about a decade ago.
It's a little bit generic there maybe in the question. You're just talking about where it was 10 years ago and where it is today. I think it's still a part of what's going on inside of college football. There's been some rule changes that have maybe impacted some of the times or the moments during the course of the game where you can use that to your advantage. Some of those have recently changed here over the last couple of years. It's a way for us to try to apply pressure on defense. It's not what we do every single play, but it's a way for us to try to apply pressure, and I think that still rings true today as well.
Coach Heupel, thank you for your time this afternoon.
I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Here in about 10 minutes, we'll be joined by Tennessee players. Bryson Eason will be to your left at the front of the room, position 1. Arian Carter will be at position 2, which is to your right in the front of the room. And Miles Kitzelman will be at position number 3 near the back of the room. Again, Bryson Eason at position 1 to your left. Arian Carter at position 2 in the front to your right. And then Miles Kitzelman will be in the back of the room. Again, a reminder, just outside the entrance to this room, invite you to a snack break and some popcorn and learn more information on ESPN's new direct-to-consumer service and enhanced app that's coming this fall. They've got the popcorn, as I mentioned, at a table immediately outside the tunnel of this room. They'll be there till 5:30, so be sure to stop by, get your popcorn, and learn more about ESPN's new direct-to-consumer service. Again, media party this evening, hosted by the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and Mercedes-Benz Stadium at Stats Brew Pub from 7 to 10 p.m. Stats is just a short 5-minute walk from the Omni Hotel, so we hope you'll join us there. please wear your credential for admission. Again, 7 to 10 p.m. at Stats Brew Pub. This afternoon, you should be receiving your preseason All-SEC ballot. All registered media will receive that this afternoon. You'll have until 5 p.m. on Thursday to submit your ballots in predicted order of finish. The results will be announced on Friday. We appreciate your participation in that. Tennessee players will be here shortly, and we'll get started with those interviews here in a moment.